CBS 46 News at noon starts now.
Breaking off the top at noon, gunfire in northwest Atlanta. Police now all over that crime scene. Chopper 46 capturing it all. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Passoff. Let's get straight to that breaking news. Police tell us employees of a truck repair shop spotted some men breaking into their cars and then a chase happened. Our Vince Sims was the first reporter on scene, and Vince, an unbelievable story happened after that chase began there.
It truly is, Kim, what happened here. We are live at that truck repair shop where it all happened. Let me show you the scene of what's going on right now. Over here, you see the police car that's sitting here. There is one suspect in the back of that police car right now. There were 4 suspects in all. 2 got away. They're still searching for them. The vehicle you see here on the flatbed truck, well, that's the vehicle the suspects arrived on the scene in, and we're told that that truck did have stolen plates on it. Now, here's how it all went down. The employees saw this all going down. They ran up this hill, and in that lot right there is where it all happened. Now, just after 9 this morning at Clark Repair on Marietta Road is the time that it happened. Workers saw that strange colored SUV pulling into their employee lot. Well, then they saw a man trying to break into one of their cars. That's when the employees actually jumped into action chasing the suspects.
That's when 2 of them went over the fence and the other one got down and tried to get back in his car. And when we tried to stop that, he got out to go over the fence, and that's when his buddy shot him. And then after the fact, we realized that there was a 4th person in the car.
Now, that 4th person in the car, so the one that was shot and the 4th one in that car, the employees actually zip-tied him, held him down until police were able to arrive. Now, the employees also tell me that there was a gun stolen out of one of their vehicles. They don't know if that gun was the one stolen from their vehicle that did the shooting or not. Police are still investigating that. Of course, now I'm working to try to get the surveillance video. There are some cameras around here to show you later exactly what went down. I'll have that starting on CBS 46 News at 4. Reporting live, I'm Vince Sims, CBS 46 News.
Been staying on top of it for us. Thank you. There are new details this afternoon in the case of a church worker beaten with a baseball bat by a teen boy. Well, the search for that young attacker continues. We are now hearing from the victim. Within the last couple of hours, she sat down with our Rebecca Schramm. And Rebecca, how is she doing?
Surprisingly well, Kim. Once I got my hands on the police report, I decided to check in on the victim and her family. She is 52 years old, and she recently became a mother for the first time. She thinks that it's that newly found mama bear in her that helped her walk away from this with just a few bruises and stitches.
I can't really see them. The doctor that stitched me up was so good.
Martha Emery is in good spirits considering the life-changing ordeal she went through yesterday. She had her 16-week-old adopted daughter with her as she worked in the office of the Fairburn United Methodist Church.
A young man came to the door, knocked on the door, and I didn't think anything about opening the door.
He said his mom had just dropped him off at school and that he needed to use the phone to call her to have her come back.
I thought it was odd that he would be at the church asking me, but you never know what someone's story is, so I said, sure, come on in. The next thing I knew, he was standing there with the baseball bat ready to swing at me. And I think at that moment, time stood still, and I thought, he's going to hit me, and I need to take care of my child. And with the first hit, I saw the stars and started to black out, and I thought, I cannot lose consciousness. And he hit me a second time, and I think at that point I came out of my chair and started reaching for the bat.
She managed to position herself between her daughter and the attacker as he demanded her car keys. She told him others would be arriving soon. During the struggle, she somehow managed to lock him out of her office. He ran off as she called 911.
Somehow I think that our daughter actually saved my life, because I think knowing I had to protect her gave me a greater strength than I might have had otherwise.
And back here live, this is the office where Martha was attacked. It's right next door to the church. She tells me they're considering a number of security upgrades now. She says never again will she open that office door for a stranger. Live in Fairburn, Rebecca Schramm, CBS 46 News.
Just an unbelievable story, Rebecca. Thank you. Glad that she is okay. Now, Martha describes her attacker as a young black man, possibly 15 to 17 years old, about 5'2", with a slim build, a thin mustache, and short hair. If you know who he is, call Fairburn Police. New details now at noon. We have learned the Kennesaw City Councilman accused of child abuse and possessing child porn reached a plea deal. 30 minutes ago, the Cobb County DA told us Councilman Leonard Church, who is also the former mayor, rejected a plea deal of 30 years with 15 to be served on probation. His case will now go to trial. It is slated to start on December 7th. New at noon, Georgia State University police are urging students to be aware of their surroundings. This after a female student reportedly was groped by a man on campus this week. It happened on Peachtree Street, and if you have any more information, please call Georgia State Police. An update now on the Fulton police officer hospitalized after his cruiser was hit by another car. The officer was treated and released from Atlanta Medical Center this morning. This happened late last night. The officer had initially pulled over to investigate a car crash when his cruiser was sideswiped. The driver, Freddie Holt of College Park, was cited for failure to maintain a lane. Now at noon, we need to brace ourselves for a blast of cold. It will be the coldest weather we have seen in 7 months. This weekend, temperatures will slide down into the 30s. Let's go now to meteorologist Jim Losnica. Hey, Jim.
Hi, Kim. And yeah, we got some sunshine right now, but a pretty brisk northwest wind is ushering in that change today. So although the sunshine is with us and our camera's shaking a bit in that wind this afternoon, the real colors here tell the story. The purples and blues show the cooler temperatures compared to this time yesterday. In fact, outside, as you're stepping out for lunch, it's definitely jacket weather. 50s to low 60s right now. That cooler easing in slowly from the north and northwest. And this just the beginning of several days of chilly weather here around Atlanta. Now, I mentioned the wind. That's really the big story. Gusts last half hour to 30 miles an hour in Atlanta, 25 miles an hour in Gainesville. What that will do, lean some trees over that may have been leaning already with the rain this week, and they may fall down as well. So you may hear some cracking branches and some falling trees today and those gusts of wind. You'll also feel that chill. So temperatures now in the 50s. You factor in that wind, it's going to feel a whole lot cooler, probably upper 40s and low 50s most of the afternoon. So the really windy weather stays with us until about 3 o'clock. We transition to the end of the day. You factor in the wind and the cool weather, and it will feel chilly by 5 tonight. So chilly, you'll want the thicker coats, maybe even some toboggans and some gloves as you head out for a night on the town around Atlanta. Now, don't go anywhere. In about 10 minutes, I'll outline the forecast for your neighborhood for tonight and tomorrow as that freeze watch may be expanded. And we'll look ahead to a warmer week next week. Kim, we're talking about 70s again next week. So this chill snap now is going to be short-lived.
All right. Thank you, Jim. Let's go to Henry County now, where 2 teens are recovering after they were shot by a man that they reportedly were trying to rob. It happened around 10:30 last night on Rock Quarry Road in Stockbridge. Police say the teens pointed a gun at the man and attempted to rob him when they fired on the suspects in self-defense. Police are still investigating. Coming up, the family fight in DeKalb County that ended with a police officer being dragged from a car. Plus, the CBS 46 consumer alert. SpaghettiOs, why it is being yanked off of store shelves. And an actress attacked. The frightening assault launched on an NCIS star. Don't go anywhere. We are just getting started right here at noon. Welcome back. A pretty unbelievable story now. DeKalb County police say a woman was so mad at her sister, she went on a rampage and wouldn't even stop when officers got there. Police say they were called to a neighborhood east of downtown Atlanta yesterday evening. Nardia Frey got into an argument with her sister and she started ramming cars. When an officer arrived, he managed to get one handcuff on Frey, but she gunned her car, dragging that officer.
And began ramming her vehicle into several vehicles out here on the street. One of the vehicles she was ramming was her sister's car, and there was a 6-month-old in that car at that time.
Well, the baby and that officer are both expected to be okay. To a CBS 46 consumer alert note now, cans of SpaghettiOs are being yanked off of store shelves. Parent company Campbell's Soup says they are recalling 355,000 cans of SpaghettiOs because of a choking hazard. Plastic pieces of the can's lining were found in a small number of cans. Now to campaign 2016, some good news for Hillary Clinton ahead of tomorrow night's Democratic presidential debate. The former Secretary of State has locked in the support of half of the folks who will vote at the Democratic National Convention. Again, those candidates are preparing for a big debate that will be broadcast live right here on CBS 46 tomorrow night. Clinton has a commanding lead over all of her rivals. Weijia Jiang reports from Washington.
Bernie Sanders and Martin O'Malley have a lot at stake when they take the stage in Des Moines Saturday night. The latest CBS News poll shows Hillary Clinton with a big lead over her rivals. But as Dr. Rachel Payne Caulfield, a political science professor at Drake University, explains, the poll is just a temporary snapshot.
Yeah, we have to remember, in November of 2011, Herman Cain was doing really well. Newt Gingrich was doing really well.
Former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley has his own challenges. He has to figure out a way to stand apart from his opponents while still attracting voters. John Dickerson and Nancy Cordes will moderate the debate.
He has signaled that he's going to go after Hillary Clinton and possibly even Bernie Sanders pretty aggressively, and that's a big switch for him from the last debate.
Even though this is a nationally televised debate, when the candidates take the stage here, they'll be focusing most of their answers on voters in Iowa, who will be the first to vote when they caucus on February 1st.
Other people around the country, they're just starting to tune in and start to pay attention to the race. Here in Iowa, this has been an ongoing process of getting to know who these people are, what they stand for.
Viewers at home could have their own questions answered if they submit them via Twitter, which is a partner in the debate. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, Des Moines, Iowa.
If you would like to submit a question for the candidates, tweet it out using the hashtag DemDebate. New at noon, popular NCIS actress Pauley Perrette is recovering after she was attacked. The frightening ordeal happened right outside of her Hollywood home, and we've since learned the man who launched that attack will face felony charges. Don Champion details the actress's terrifying encounter.
Years for civil rights, for everybody's civil rights.
Actress Pauley Perrette has made a name for herself not only for her work on the screen, but also for her activism off the screen. The 46-year-old was outside of her Hollywood home Thursday evening when she was attacked. In an emotional tweet overnight, Perrette detailed how a homeless man attacked her. She wrote, "The man told her, 'I'm going to kill you,' as he pinned her down and punched her repeatedly."
It's T. Gibbs.
Perrette, who plays Abby, a forensic scientist on the hit CBS show NCIS, suffered non-life-threatening injuries. A friend eventually tracked down her attacker at a store down the street from her home, and he was arrested. Don Champion, CBS News.
And right now, people are getting their homes ready for the cold blast. Many of us will fire up our heaters for the first time this weekend. But before you do, there are some things that you should check to make sure you do it safely. Daniel Wilkerson is in Castleberry Hill with what you need to know.
Mallory Sedano is about to cut on her heat for the first time this season. Let's take you inside and show you what you need to know. Mallory Sedano lives downtown and knows with the temperatures dropping, she may need to turn on her heat tonight. We had Atlanta Fire Department come out and take a look at her unit.
The most important thing is if you have the ability, get a licensed insured maintenance company to come out and check your furnace for you, especially if you haven't turned it on in a while.
Just at one glance, the firefighter tells her he notices a couple of things.
Definitely want to worry about changing the filter. Big dust collection is a big thing because when that furnace kicks on and you have that dust and that heat, that could spark up a flame.
He tells Sedano dusting off big dust particles around her unit is important as well.
I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to call my provider and make sure that they check it out because I fear fire.
And though Sedano thought she'd be firing up her furnace today, the fire department says not so fast.
I'm going to have to point out, Mallory, that you should also keep your furnace clear of any storage items or anything that may be around.
Okay.
You know, so when you get a chance, as soon as possible, move this stuff as far away. We like to say keep everything 3 feet away from your furnace just to be safe.
In Atlanta, Daniel Wilkerson, CBS 46 News.
Certified Atlanta's most accurate forecast. Now, CBS 46 meteorologist Jim Loznica.
Jim, it is going to get really cold this weekend, the coldest that it's been in a long time, even a freeze watch out there.
Yeah, the freeze watch now not in Atlanta. It's going to be just to our north tonight, but that just means temperatures will be flirting with that 32-degree mark where water freezes and that magical number. Now, let me walk you through what to expect with this freeze watch. Again, a watch means that conditions are possible. When this goes to a warning, that means the freeze is imminent and you should take precautions immediately. So from Canton to Cartersville up to Jasper, Ellijay, back around the Dalton, and East Tuesay, Dahlonega, and even up towards Blairsville at Watch and Play. So what you want to do tonight is get those pets inside and also the small tender plants. They need to come on back inside to a warm, safe location. Pipes are fine. Even if it does freeze tonight, it's only for a couple of hours, and temperatures only near that 32-degree mark is not enough to burst pipes. So this is not a pipe bursting event. So just the pets and the plants need protecting for this event this evening. Let's talk about temperatures in your neighborhood tonight. Yes, it's going to be cold. One thing you notice, although the freeze watch is out there, temperatures in the freeze watch here are at or just above that magical number of 32. Reason for that, little wind keeping things stirred up overnight. In fact, the wind is so strong in Atlanta and south that we will not see that freezing mark at all. 39 the forecast low in the city tonight, 36 in Griffin, 34 in Gainesville, 31 in Ellijay. So again, the further north you go into the mountains and higher elevation, the colder the temperatures are going to be. Again, this weekend is a big change as that mild day we had a couple days ago is gone now. A big change in the upper level steering pattern is dropping in all this cold air all the way down from Canada. So we really kind of open the floodgates here to the colder air for a few days. So get ready to kind of stick in this chill. It's going to linger here until Monday afternoon, Monday night for most of us. So again, a pretty cool 3 to 4 day period coming up. Okay, right now it's not too bad outside. It's manageable if you have a jacket. Without it, it feels much cooler. Again, a whipping northwest wind here is keeping the feels like or wind chill temperatures down around that 50-degree mark. But 57 Ellijay in sunshine, 59 in Atlanta in the sunshine, and 65 now in LaGrange. Our Skycam from the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport tells two stories. You see the thin veil of high clouds above blocking out some of that sunshine, and the camera jumping a bit as that wind still remains gusty. That's a big element in our weather for the wind chill and also for any branches or trees that may be unstable. So as that wind gusts tonight, 25, 30 miles an hour, any tree that's been leaning, branches kind of teetering, they're going to come down. So don't be surprised as you sleep tonight. You may hear some cracking of pine trees or swaying of oak trees back and forth as that whipping northwest wind continues. Now tomorrow, this is in the afternoon, the numbers come way down. So a much more manageable day tomorrow to get outside. You may need the jacket early, but without less wind tomorrow, you won't need it all day long. And I mentioned the wind. Here's the impact. The feels like temperatures overnight drop all the way down, upper 20s and low 30s. So again, this is the type of weather we're used to, say, in December, not in early to middle November. So it's going to be a cold night tonight, a little rebound tomorrow. In fact, less wind tomorrow. Feels like temperatures about where we are with current temperatures, around the upper 50s and lower 60s. Next week, check out what happens. That cooler we had in place reverses all the way around from the north and northwest to the south and southwest. So a big surge of mild air comes in by the middle of next week. In fact, you want to talk about a reversal of temperatures. Check out where we're going to go on that 7-day forecast here. We're going to go from the 50s and 60s this weekend. By Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we're flirting with 70. 66 on Tuesday, 73 on Wednesday, and 70 on Thursday. So again, sunshine for most of the weekend, although frosty and cold, and then more clouds and more heat next week, Kim.
All right, thanks, Jim. Next at noon, our newest member of the Just a Minute team is calling out Donald Trump for his comments on Starbucks and the so-called unchristian cups. Who she says we should blame, that's next.
You're watching CBS 46 News. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
Opinions expressed during Just a Minute are not necessarily those of CBS 46 News or its employees. If you want to comment, you can go to CBS46.com and click on the Just a Minute tab. Comment there or on the CBS 46 Facebook page, or send us an email at justaminute@cbs46.com.
The team of CBS 46 commentators grows today with the addition of 6 names most of you will find familiar. Joining our popular Just a Minute segment now is nationally known humorist Hollis Gillespie with an irreverent take on reverence. When, how, and why did coffee cups supposedly become unchristian? It is no surprise Hollis has an opinion.
Starbucks holiday cups. Donald Trump wants us to boycott Starbucks because their red holiday cups don't have snowflakes or pine trees or ice skates on them this year. These things are supposed to represent Christmas, and evidently the absence of them is supposed to be anti-Christian. But I grew up in Southern California. We never had snow on Christmas. Should we boycott Southern California now? What about Brazil? They're mostly Catholics down there, and I've been there over Christmas. It's a lobster pot. It's so hot. And Starbucks is in Brazil. Why should the Brazilians be forced to endure snowflakes on their cups just because the American Bible Belt is offended by a plain plain red coffee cup design. And by the way, if plain red is anti-Christian, then why aren't we boycotting Santa? His coat is plain red. It doesn't have snowflakes printed on it. Yeah, Saint Nick used to be portrayed wearing a fancy coat covered in crosses and other religious symbols, but then over time that image became simplified to the point where now it's just a fat man in a plain red coat. But we don't say Santa's ruining Christmas, do we? No. So shut up, drink your coffee, and blame the downfall of Christmas on the people who deserve it, like the Kardashians. I'm Hollis Gillespie.
Well, you can watch our expanded Just a Minute team tonight on CBS 46 News at 5. Get a new perspective on the hot topics of the day every weeknight at 5:56. Next, a home security camera catches 3 burglars doing something outrageous inside of this home. Stay with us. That story's coming up.
Hey, you like the Snickers commercials when you're not yourself when you're kind of hungry?
Of course.
This story kind of mimics that because 3 robbers here apparently got a little hungry on the job as they ransacked a home in California.
They pulled food out of the fridge and chowed down. Take a look. You can see the first burglar open the refrigerator, then a second guy walks into the shot. They take drink boxes and a couple of cans of soda, and one of them chugs it down there. No one was at home at the time of that robbery, and one of them has been arrested, but police hope that this video will help them find the 2 others.
Sorry, I'm laughing. That's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny.
Just take a snack break while they're ransacking.
It's really good video, too. That's crystal clear.
Top quality stuff there.
Nice.
Outside, great day, Kim. A little breezy, a little cool, a lot of sunshine, though, so I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday. Want to guard you, though. That wind is up there, so you want to grab a jacket as you head out, although around 60 for a high. The wind's going to make it feel a lot cooler, and then a lot colder tonight, although lows in the upper 30s. The wind chill will be in the upper 20s, so definitely jacket weather tonight as you're out on the town for a movie and a dinner, maybe a few drinks later this evening. But if you're doing so, be safe and be smart on those roads tonight.
All right, thanks for watching CBS 46 News at noon. We'll be back here this afternoon at 4 with Sharon Reed and Ben Swan. Coming up next, are you thinking gift ideas? Next in Behind the Buys, some great deals on the latest electronics and gadgets. Atlanta Plugged In, up next.